Hi guys, welcome, and who dat? I'm Joe, and I'm here to do a preview of the upcoming Week 10 matchup between our bless you boys, the New Orleans Saints, as we travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. The Saints are currently a 1.5 point favorite. After the performance the Saints had last week against Baltimore, or Monday night against Baltimore, we don't really have much of a glowing outlook for the team's immediate future here because of injuries and piss poor play. So let's bring up the offense first. As I record this video, it's early Friday, and these are the moves that I can report on as of yet. We brought back Adam Prentice and put him at fullback, and I guess JP Holtz is a candidate to go back on the practice squad now. We also released Wyatt Davis, the guard. Okay, so Michael Thomas is on IR. We've permanently put Kevin White on our active roster. Okay. Prentice is back, even though Holtz was playing fullback and he can play tight end. We brought Prentice back. So right now on offense, we only have 8 offensive linemen. That's weird. I think a team should have 10. We've been carrying 9 all year. Davis was a backup guard, and we lost Andres Pete and McCoy. So I don't think Pete's going to play this week. I know for sure McCoy's not going to play. So Cesar Ruiz will be moved from right guard to center, which means we're going to need 2 guards. And unless we start Landon Young at left tackle and put Hurst at left guard, Throckmorton at right guard, we're going to have a hard time filling that spot. Well, Trevor Penning has been designated to come off of IR, which means he'll stay on IR for 3 more weeks as he practices, and we can elevate him to the active roster at any point. I don't think he's going to play this week. So, as far as the offensive line goes, Davis was waived. He'll probably be signed to the practice squad for sure. Derek Kelly was once again a guard, once again signed to the practice squad. So there's that. Also at running back, even though we elevated Darren Howard last week, this week we've signed Derek Gore straight to the active roster. I don't know how this stuff goes. How can you have a guy on your practice squad like Howard for 2 weeks, you elevate him for one game, and then all of a sudden you're just signing someone off the street straight to the active roster? I guess Howard wasn't anything to be excited about, or you'd rather have Gore on your roster now and then just elevate Howard later. I don't know how this is going to work out. You don't know for sure until an hour and a half before the game starts. And I work all day on Saturdays, so I can't get a video like this out. I like to get them out a little early so you can at least have a chance to watch them. I give you all the information that I have. So as of right now, this is our offense. And that offensive line's got me worried because it doesn't really matter who you play. When you're running on backup offensive linemen, it's going to be a tough outing for you. Let's bring up the defense. Here is another thing that's interesting to me. Nefi Sewell, who was an undrafted rookie, who was on our practice squad, I believe someone signed him off our practice squad at some point. But he ended up on our practice squad again, and now he is elevated to the active roster. We need extra linebackers because our outstanding MVP defense, Pete Werner, is hurt, and he's going to miss some time. So Nefi Sewell showed a lot in preseason and training camp, so I like this addition. Chase Hansen has been placed on IR, so he's not on the roster right now. And yeah, there's your secondary. He got PJ Williams back, and we still have Chris Harris on the roster. So right now, Marcus May is limping around. Marcus Davenport is limping around. Marshawn Lattimore is still out. And Bradley Roby's still on IR too. Okay, there you go. There's the offense and the defense as of Friday at noon. You'll have to monitor things as the weekend moves along. As far as the game goes, well, the Steelers are not ranked very high on defense. I think they're better against the pass than they are against the run, but I'm not sure. They could be better against the run than the pass. I know they're ranked at the bottom. And this worries me because of what happened this past week where our offensive coordinator decided that even though we run the ball very well, we weren't going to try to run the ball against Baltimore. I guess Baltimore was worse against the pass. So we tried to beat him with Andy Dalton. You're not going to beat anybody with Andy Dalton. Yeah, Andy Dalton had a great record against the Ravens, but this is a good team he's on and couldn't manage to do anything against the Ravens. So as far as Saints history with Andy Dalton against the Ravens, he's very piss poor. So I think we should go into every game trying to run the ball because that's our biggest play and that's our best play and that's what we're built for. And if we don't attempt to run the ball, we're not going to have much success. With a backup offensive line, I don't know how successful we're going to be at passing the ball either. It's going to be tough. This is one of those games where I think we need to mix it up quite a bit. That means I'd like to see Taysom Hill in the game at least for 12 plays. I mean, 10 to 15 touches is what this man should be having. And when he averages 5 or more touches, our team does way better. We move the ball better. We get more first downs. We score more points. It's all predicated on how much Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara touch the ball. And if you have Alvin Kamara in the game and you don't have Taysom Hill in the game and you try to run Alvin Kamara into a 11-man front, it's not going to work. Hopefully, the Pete Carmichael can figure this crap out because it's hard for me to just figure out. The Saints, as inconsistent as they are on both sides of the ball, it's hard for me to figure out what they're going to do in any given week. I can see a scenario where we lose. I can see a scenario where if we put it all together, we can win. I'm going to try to be optimistic about this game. The Saints are favored. I think we can, if we attempt to run the ball, I think we can run the ball against this team. So I'd like to see Taysom Hill under center at least 10 times. I'd like to see Andy Dalton getting rid of the ball fast and have a good mix of run with a lot of motion and a lot of playmakers on the field at the same time, so we can at least at least try to move the ball on them on the ground. The Saints are successful at stopping the run, which they should be in this game. And if we are successful at running the ball, which we should be, then I can see this game going in our favor. TJ Watt is back for the Steelers. He is a menace to block. Ryan Remchek's going to have his hands full. We're going to have to help him out. Max Crosby for the Raiders was shut out during that game, and it was a combination of Ramchek and chipping and additional blocking and all that stuff. But we're going to have to get it all together up front if we're going to stop this team from stopping us. So, best case scenario in my head, if I put it all in my head and I figure the Saints will be adequate, they won't screw things up too bad, we can win this game. I'm going to be optimistic, and once again, I'm going to pick the Saints. I'm going to go with Saints 23, Steelers 20. That's as good as I got for a Saints win here. I think it's a close game. I think Pittsburgh's going to try to run the ball, even though they can't, because they're going to probably be stopping our offense, and it's going to be a close game. So, but if Pittsburgh becomes one-dimensional and they just decide they have to pass the ball, they're going to have a hard time doing it with rookie Kenny Pickett. I don't think Kenny Pickett's going to have much success against our defense, regardless of the injuries. I think uh, a Dennis Allen defense is the kind of defense that can really, really screw with a rookie's head. So that's my hope that the Saints go to Pittsburgh. We find a way to win. We show that we can put it all together, even with these backups and an even longer list of injured players. That's what I got. I'm Joe. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Rosenfield 10 for more videos like this. I will be doing a recap at the beginning of the week for this contest. And until then, bless you boys. Let's have some hope and some faith. And I'll talk to you later. Who dat?